19. 19 or 20. We're getting close to 20.
I don't think we're 20. I think this is 19.
Yeah.
I think. Anyway. Make it 19, even if it's not. Kelven and I have just finished our friendly wager. Kelven beat me by, 4 points?
5 points.
59 to 54.
Yeah.
Right? Based off of our super specific scoring system.
It's a very complex algorithm.
So he beat me. Just finished up our lunch that I bought him. Still beer. Still need to get you a 6-pack, so that still needs to be paid off. But so we are doing a little something different. We're going to change up the format a little bit. Usually we just talk about one topic for about 45 minutes to an hour. We're going to change it up. We're going to split Sports Squad into thirds. And we're going to start with stuff we just want to get off our chest. Right? Kind of open with the stuff that's been bothering us.
Yeah.
And then just talk it out. Then we're going to get into our main topic like we know as you do. Usually do. I said normally and then I said usually.
Usually
do. And then we're going to end with kind of like a week in review type of thing. What happened in the past week, what we think will happen in the future, how we think things are going to pan out based off of stories, just kind of like that. So this is a new format. This is the revised Sports Squad. It's still Kelven and I, like always. So just to start, something I want to get off my chest is the whole teams being in the city that they represent, I guess, is a good way of putting it. Villanova just won. This is being recorded the Friday after Villanova won on Monday. So Villanova won the national championship. And then one of my friends tweeted out, because somebody tweeted, it was a picture of Tina Fey and Jimmy Fallon, and Tina Fey from Weekend Update.
Oh, yeah.
Tina Fey was wearing the Nova shirt, and Fallon was wearing the Eagles shirt, and it said champions. So my friend, quoted it and wrote her own caption, well, Philly's actually a different county, but keep reaching with that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Okay, it's not in the city.
Yeah.
But at a certain
point,
it's
not Temple or Drexel, but it's
But at a certain point, you can't just fit, Patriots still go by Boston and go by New England. But they play in Foxborough. She's a Cowboys fan, and so is Kelven. I think that's been established.
Yeah.
But, the Dallas Cowboys play in Arlington.
Yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers play in Santa Clara. That's an hour drive from San Francisco.
Right.
And that's where their stadium is, not even a Chargers situation where they're just playing somewhere for the time being. It's a lot. Even the Philadelphia Union play, Chester.
You look at the New York Jets and Giants both play their home games in New Jersey. Granted, it's still close, but it's still.
You can see the city.
It's a different. Stadium, it's a different state. You know,
it's a different state entirely. And
people aren't mad that everybody's calling them the New York Giants instead of the New Jersey Giants or the New Jersey Jets.
Yeah. It was just something I've been friends with her for a little while, and I tweeted at her the Cowboys thing. I was like, Dallas Cowboys playing Arlington,
right?
And I did Kermit T. And then she responded. She's like, but nobody's saying Dallas won the national championship and a Super Bowl. And I was like, I just made you more mad. I'm not gonna get into this. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna know to stop.
Yeah. The Arlington Cowboys are back at it again in their home game.
I was like, it's not directly in the, it's like gatekeeping. It's just
it's like when I was giving tours when I was up in Ohio, and I'm like, oh, I'm from Baltimore. It's I'm not gonna say I'm from Ricestown because nobody would know where that was. I'm gonna say I'm from Baltimore because everybody knows and has heard of the city of Baltimore.
That's what I would say with anybody, not even giving tours. Just if people ask,
you just say the biggest city.
New Jersey, and then people are like, oh, what part of New Jersey? Near Philly. Oh,
right.
Okay. Because I don't want to say I'm from Philly because I'm not from. It sounds hypocritical, but I'm not in Pennsylvania, Philly.
Yeah.
And it is a slightly different culture when you talk about living. But if my hometown had a sports team,
right,
which it doesn't, I would still say it represented Philly,
right?
Because I'm a 15-minute drive from the city, I just want to make people say I'm from New Jersey to clarify, but I'm not gonna. South Jersey is Philly, North Jersey is New York, basically. That's how it works, So I just, and it happens a lot. People, I'm like, really, of all things, and I think she's just mad Philly has another championship.
They're gonna win a
that's
championship.
That's 3 in 8 months.
They're gonna win a championship in basketball too. Much too.
Oh my god, that'd be so crazy. I want Joel Embiid to win a championship. because that parade's gonna be awesome.
Oh my god, it's gonna be the greatest thing in the world.
He may literally die.
Can you imagine if LeBron James goes to the 76ers next year?
Oh man, my brother hates LeBron.
Oh really?
I found out over Easter. Well, my brother isn't the most informative person, I guess.
Okay.
He talks. He knows the headlines and the big stuff. But
yeah.
Like once you start,
like the in-depth stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
He doesn't really know that much. So
because everybody can know like the headlines and like the basic things that they hear.
Yeah. So my mom brought up the point, and she was like, "You think LeBron's coming to Philly?" And he's like, "I don't want him here." She's like, "I think he's a selfish player. I think he's better. Like thinks he's better than he really is." I'm like, "He's a great player. Like, how are you denying this?" Like,
I don't see where you get the idea of being selfish, as he averages, close to 10 assists per year.
Yeah. So I found that out. He's like, "I don't want him to Philly. I don't think he'd be a good fit for the system. I think the young guys should just keep at it." I was like, if LeBron was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Philly," I'll be like, "Yes." Like, I'm not gonna. I mean,
you can make the argument, like, they're a young team. If you put that amount of expectations on that younger team, it'll kind of be tough on them.
It might be a lot, yeah.
Because you have 2 teenagers on your roster still.
That's true. Jeez.
Yeah, that makes you feel old, right? That makes me feel old. I'm only 23 years old. Yeah. Or if Ben Simmons isn't a teenager, he's like 19. He's like 20.
Yeah.
Markelle Fultz is definitely a teenager still.
So, well, I mean, Fultz is still young, that's the one. But if Ben Simmons comes back next year, like doing what he's doing this year, and Embiid is healthy all year, we got Sark or however you say it.
So JJ Redick.
Yeah, JJ Redick. Like
Robert Covington's good.
Covington's been solid. It's a solid team.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of expectation, but at the same time, it's kind of like the process has been done. Like, we've trusted it.
Yeah.
We might even be like, I say we. I'm not that big of a Sixers fan.
Yeah. But just an Embiid fan in general.
Yeah, just Embiid. But the Sixers might be a 3 seed this year. I think they'll be a 4 seed.
Yeah, I think it's probably closer to a 4 seed. There's a small chance they
could be a 3 seed because if they beat Cleveland, and then other things happen.
Yeah, but Cleveland's been playing well recently.
Yeah, that's it. But still, a 4 seed after losing so many games these past few years.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know. I think at this point the process is done, and now it's time to win. Like, make a run in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, as long as you're competing against LeBron, it's going to be hard to win. So it's going into
my thing, I guess I want to talk about is getting closer to the NFL draft and, all of the hype surrounding everybody. It was certain players and certain, I guess it's more certain scouts than anything else that I just disagree with because, I mean, you can say what you want about, like, how scouts put out mock drafts and things like that. And, like, you're not supposed to do it, like, every week or anything like that because nothing's going to change. But, I mean, if you look at Mel Kiper's most recent mock draft, it's terrible. It's awful. Like, he has the Steelers drafting Calvin Ridley at 28. Like, so you draft a wide receiver in the first round for him to maybe be your 4th best wide receiver on the roster?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I mean, you already have Antonio Brown. You have Juju Smith-Schuster. You have Martavis Bryant. I mean, you have Le'Veon Bell, who's gonna be out.
Your number 2 receiver.
Right, exactly. I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, why would they draft another offensive player when they are? I mean, maybe an offensive line, but like it.
I feel like their offense isn't the problem.
No, it's definitely not the problem. It's the defense. They need a linebacker. They need secondary help. They need defense. They need help on just about every level of defense. And it's just. I feel like he puts up names based off of what he thinks they should be, like name wise. But like, I don't think he actually has like real legitimate rankings that I put like real stock in, because it just seems like, because if you listen to like real scouts, like the one guy I really like is Dane Brugler, who works for Dallas Morning News. Like, he's not like a Dallas scout by any means, but he just knows the play. He knows players. Like, he just put out what he calls the Beast, which is where he evaluates 450 players, and has a full in-depth scouting report on all of them, like the measurables, their nicknames coming, like where they got their nicknames from, like what star recruit they were coming out of high school and everything like that. Like, very in-depth, like his own like round projections, like where he sees which round they should be drafted and everything like that. Like, it's very, very in-depth and in tune, and it's worth it. It's $10, but it's like so worth it. I got it. I'm like, yeah. So when the draft comes, I won't not know a single player. Like, every single player that's on there, I will know their name, like their entire background. So, like, I thought, like, it's really interesting to see. It's like really cool to see the difference between, legitimate scouts like that, and compared to like the TV scouts like McShay, like Mayock and Kuiper. McShay, I think McShay is actually a little bit better, but
he's a little better, but
but I mean, like when you have Kuiper who's out here saying, oh, when he's talking about Lamar Jackson, I want my quarterback to be more accurate than what he is. Meanwhile, he looks over at Josh Allen, who is a less accurate quarterback completion percentage wise than Lamar Jackson was, and he's like, oh, well, I don't care about that. I'm like, how can you disregard it for one player, but it means everything for the other player?
Right, yeah.
And then I'm like, it's like that's just lazy scouting at that point. That's just like
yeah. The thing, I think Kuiper just, like you said, just kind of says whatever.
Yeah.
I think McShay isn't bad. I just don't think he's good for TV. He's always so boring, and he's not like.
That's because
he doesn't seem to care.
That's why I like him a little bit more because. You're not really supposed to have real personality when it comes to like that. Like if you're a scout, you're just scouting the players, and then you do divulging how you feel about the players.
Yeah, I don't mean to take a shot at McShay.
Yeah,
because like that's just who he is.
Yeah,
but I feel like ESPN that he shouldn't be the guy or the number 2 guy, depending on how you look at it. I'm like, he's on everything. They put him on for every little thing going on about the draft, and I'm like, I'm bored watching. Like, that might be an ESPN problem versus not to call McShay out on.
Right, and like and that's what I really like.
I'm just like, if you wrote stuff up, I might read it.
But I mean, the stuff that they put up, like their mock drafts,
all the time.
Too,
especially this time of year.
Mm-hmm. 3 weeks until the draft.
Yeah, I'm tired of listening to you and seeing you. Yeah,
I mean, that's why I really like Louis Riddick, who works for ESPN, because he used to be like a front office kind of a guy, like a scout guy and everything like that, and he actually played the game as well. He played the game at a higher level too, so. Like, I like listening to his evaluations because I think they're a lot more spot on compared to, especially like Kuiper. He's an older scout, especially with how old and like bad Bill Polian sounds. Like, I realized like he was a good general manager in his time, and I realized he has a gold jacket for it. But at the same time, it's just like especially when it comes to like the evaluation of quarterbacks now. I mean, you're looking at somebody like Lamar Jackson, who in all essence like has a lot of the same measurables and stats and things like that as Michael Vick when he first came out. When he came in, Michael Vick was first overall pick.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it's just, how is this kid any different than what you view Michael Vick as? Just because he's taller and you think he might be faster, that's why you want to put him at wide receiver as opposed to like maybe putting Vick. I mean, who's to say Michael Vick couldn't have been a great slot receiver if he was in the NFL? Like if he came in that way, and it's just lazy. I mean, and that's why I get most upset about, because it's like, oh yeah, well he's a black quarterback. Oh, he's automatically got to be athletic, and he might be able to play wide receiver. Like no, or like the idea of like taking like oh yeah, we want to line him up as Lamar Jackson up as a receiver so he can get the ball as many times as you want. I'm like. If he plays quarterback, he touches the ball on every single play. So why? Like he's like, so how does that logic make sense?
Yeah,
like you're telling on yourself at that point.
And also, you can't. I think we touched on it before. You can't just switch a position.
Yeah,
you can't.
No, it's not. You can't just like.
Especially these guys who play like 2 or 3 years in college at the same position. Okay, they may be like playing wide receiver practice or something, but they're not practicing it for the game.
Right.
They're not in a game situation.
Like look at Terrell Pryor. Yeah. Like Terrell Pryor in his situation, like he obviously moved from quarterback to wide receiver, and he started off pretty good, but like when it comes to when you first start off and you're doing well, like of course you're doing fine, but at the same time when people start getting more film on you and they see that when you're running routes you can't run the routes properly, then you're gonna people are gonna be able to cover you a lot easier. It's as simple as that, and that's what happened, and that's why he was so unsuccessful last season in Washington. It was because like he moved, like they got film on him. They're like, oh, he can't run his routes this way, so we can do this to take this off,
We could use these plays and schemes
I mean, it's not to say he won't be a good receiver in this league, but it's just like there's a learning curve to it all.
And there's when you start out and then you switch, I think every athlete has a general sense of how other positions play, but it's just that you can't just switch.
Yeah.
And you can't just be that position all the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of technical refinement, especially in a game of football. Like there's a lot,
especially at the pro level.
Right. There's a lot of technique and there's a lot of pure refinement when it comes to like doing individual things as far as like, if you're an offensive lineman, it's about getting your footwork properly, especially when you're coming out of snap and everything like that, hand placement and everything like that. So it's a lot more technical refinement as opposed to like saying, it's in football, it's like you're not just like the quarterback's just not dropping back and then throwing the football. Like he's got to read. He's got to read what the defense is doing. He's got to account for the pressure and everything like that. And like I said, when it comes to a wide receiver, it's like it's not just running up the field and getting open. Like you have to find ways to get open. It's not like just being fast and being able to catch the ball.
Yeah,
that's not enough.
Yeah, I think just to add on to that a little bit is like a couple times there's been a famous like track star, and they'll be like, he'll run like a 4.240, and he'll be our like 1 or 2 receiver. Yeah. Okay, put pads on him, put a defender on him, and have him play in the NFL. Yeah. It's not gonna because you could run fast. Doesn't mean you can just bring it off the defense every time. Like,
look at the kid who broke the combine record last year, the wide receiver from Washington. He didn't have a single catch. Didn't have a single catch this last year as a rookie. Granted, I know, like I said, there's a learning curve. A lot of times, a wide receiver is like one of the slowest positions to actually kind of make an impact when it comes to like going into the NFL. But still, he got drafted, I want to say 8th or 9th overall, and just because he ran fast, he got drafted that high. That was as simple as that. If he doesn't run nearly that fast, 2nd, 3rd round pick, easy. But it's more, like you said, it's more than just like being fast and running down the field. When you throw a defender on him, you throw a bigger cornerback on him who can jam him at the line of scrimmage and make sure he doesn't get his routes off clean. He's not going to be successful. You throw that and couple that with like, just general football knowledge. Like it's a lot more than just running in a straight line fast and just like catching the ball easily. Like it's just not that simple, and I think that's what people often forget about, and it's kind of annoying. Like I said, it's just lazy too. So
so that's the 2 things we get off our chest. I mean, if a team is close enough to a city, like don't get too mad, and draft scouting and for Kelvin, and just you heard the rant. Just summarize, but this is the end of that segment. So to get into our main question of the day, which we'll spend some time on, maybe. It's kind of a 2-parter, is NFL Red Zone, right, which is one of the best inventions ever. Could that be used for other sports? And is football, I guess, maybe other sports as well, just better for TV nowadays? So I guess we'll go over the first part first, with Red Zone. So I know they try to do it with college football. I feel like they have Goal Line on ESPN or whatever it is, on one of the ESPN channels. And with college, there's so many teams playing at once. Yeah, it's exactly. Kind of hard to. And then they also cut to like not big schools.
Yeah, they'll cut to like Richmond versus James Madison.
And it's like, they're inside the 20, and it's in the 3rd quarter. This could be a key play. It's like, I mean, for them, but and then so I don't know. I think, and it would be hard to do for like baseball. You could do it because like you have scoring position. Right. So, like, if nobody's on or if there's a guy on first, then you don't have to cut. But if, like, MLB Network had its own, like, red zone channel, scoring position channel, and, like, every time a runner gets on second, they cut to the game, like, that might work. Right. It'd be tough, but I think it's doable because the games are scattered because of East and West Coast. Yeah. And teams, like, some teams start at 1 and some teams start at 4. Right. Most are at 7, but then you get the central teams at like 8 and 9. Yeah. So I mean, you could go like even if you start at 7, like you didn't start. You know how Red Zone doesn't do like Thursday night or Sunday night games. Yeah, exactly. Like, even if you start with only the games at 7 and you go until the West Coast is done.
Mm-hmm. See, I just think that would be tough because they're all different times and they're all scattered throughout the week. Like I mean, when you have like football, it's like centrally on like pretty much like one day. So I think it'll be tough to get it on really any other with any other sport. Just because football, like most of the teams are playing on Sunday. Like, you have most of the games going on like that. Especially that one day. The early and the later part of the season. Yeah, exactly. When there's no bye weeks or anything like that. Yeah. They're not doing anything for like the holiday schedule with Christmas games and New Year's games and everything like that too.
Well, I think New Year's everybody played on Sunday this year, right?
Yes, I do believe so.
They still had the Sunday night game. Or did they not have it this year?
No, they didn't. They didn't have the Sunday night game. Because I remember going out, like I remember reading an article about it, about how like there's one of the few times that they won't have like a Sunday night football game because of New Year's.
Yeah, I saw stuff on Reddit about that too, and people were like, "Oh no Sunday night game," like, and people were like, "There's always a Sunday night game.
Yeah.
Why isn't there a Sunday night game? Why isn't it Eagles Cowboys?"
Yeah, because nobody, I feel like not a lot of people are going to be watching because like for New Year's is one of the holidays that people always go out for,
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, if there were a fair amount of people out, and, I was in Boston, so we went out to dinner, and we were watching the games, like, later on, like, the 6, we got back, like, 6-ish.
Yeah.
And we were watching, like, the end of some of the games. We watched the Ravens fall apart.
Oh, my God, that was fun.
Oh, man. I was
sad.
I was trying to get alerts, but I was like outside at the Patriots game, so like my hands were frozen, so I couldn't really do anything. So once we got back to the hotel and we're like changing and stuff, I was like checking scores and updates. I was like, oh well, if we go out to dinner now, like I could watch some of this.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, Ravens are up. All I need to do is win. They're up by like 14 or something. And then like we get to the restaurant, it's like, oh, Ravens are like might not have a chance. Like let's see what the Bengals do, and all that stuff happened. I was like, holy crap! Like all they needed to do was win 2 games.
That's all they needed to do.
Yeah.
All they needed to do was like not let the Bengals convert on 4th and 12.
Yeah.
Not only did they let them convert, but they also let them score a touchdown.
Yeah. So
that was sad. You could feel like the hearts of Ravens fans getting literally ripped outside of their bodies.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was traumatic.
And the Bills made it in because of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is funny at my work because it's me and my other coworker are Eagles fans because we're both from South Jersey. Mm. One's a Ravens fan because he's been in Baltimore his entire life.
Yeah.
And the other's a Bills fan because he grew up and went to college in Buffalo. So like, I mean, we were on break.
Yeah.
Like, the Bills lost by the time we got back to school, but. It was kind of funny. Just like we have this diverse crowd, and I was like, "Good thing to have a week off before coming back." They might not like each other. So, but yeah, like you were saying, it is kind of centralized with football. It is.
Yeah, because like it's
football. During the week, it's like playing fantasy baseball. You just have no idea what's going on.
Right, exactly. That's the same thing with like basketball games too. I feel like that would be tough for basketball because I don't think it works as it wouldn't work with basketball either because basketball not the same along the same lines with baseball, like all the games throughout the week and everything like that. But on top of that, they're always in scoring position, so it's hard to be like, oh, well, we're going down to this game that's in scoring, but like they're in scoring position, it's such a fast paced moving game to begin with that it'd be tough to do like a red zone kind of a thing unless you got down to like the first 2 minutes of the game or something like that, and it was it was a close game or something along those lines. But even then, I don't think that there'd be nearly the kind of draw that there is with NFL games. And I guess kind of along this, and I guess you could maybe do it more with college football, but then again, you said like there's too many games for that.
So it goes from noon till like 2 a.m.
Right. Yeah. Especially you get those West Coast games, the Pac-12 after dark.
Like 10:30.
Yeah, that started exactly. So yeah. So I mean, it's definitely tough. I mean, it's I don't know how to. It's that there's just too many teams, too many games. And everything like that, and everybody really just wants to watch like the big time games, like the big primetime games, like the ABC game and everything like that. And there's they spread it out, so in 8 o'clock hits, there's not nearly as many games or they're not any good games because they don't want anything that'll coincide or like ruin the ratings for like the top game that week.
Yeah, there's usually the SEC game at 3:30.
Yeah.
And then you have ESPN usually has an SEC game at like 7, so that kind of coincides. But ABC is usually like Big Ten or ACC or something.
And then SEC always has like their game of the week on CBS, and that's usually at 3:30. Except for every now and again they'll have like if like Alabama's like actually going against somebody good in the SEC, then they might put that game at 7. Like if like
it's usually on ESPN. I don't think they usually do it on CBS. I think CBS has that game, that 3:30 game.
Oh yeah. Well, no. CBS does have like a 7 o'clock game or something like that. Yeah, like when Alabama played LSU like 2 years ago. That was like a late night game on CBS. Not like late night, but like a prime time game on CBS.
I think with NFL, it just it kind of works perfectly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And how many teams are inside the 20 at any given time?
Right. Scoring plays and everything like that.
Quad box going, let alone like
right.
It's usually just 1 or 2 games.
Yeah. Exactly. Especially when it comes to how it works really well for all those people that invest in fantasy football as well. So that way they can watch other games, they can see how their players are doing at the same time,
Yeah, and I like it because, like, when you go out of market from your team.
Exactly.
I like watching it just because it's fun and it's fast-paced, I watch the game for a little bit and then it'll switch. And I still see the scores and highlights from, the Eagles, so. Yeah. That's why I like it, but yeah, I think, like, it'd be interesting if there was a way to pull it off, but.
Yeah. But like I said, it's just like football just has Sunday. Like Sunday is their day, where people I think college football does a really good job with what they do on Saturdays too. Especially with ESPN, like college football does a great job when it comes to like the coverage beforehand and everything like that. Like everybody loves the headgear pick with Lee Corso and everything like that.
I mean, I'm not a fan of starting my day at 10 in the morning.
Oh, see, I don't mind.
I'll watch that from 11 to 12. Yeah. Or something, later,
but yeah, it's they do. I think that they do a really good job with the excitement, like the fact that there's randomly been a Washington State flag flying in the crowd for it's something crazy 800 something straight weeks or something like that. Jeez. There's literally always a Washington State, even when they were bad. They've been good these last actually pretty decent these last couple of years, but
Chris Peterson.
Who? No, Washington State.
Oh,
that's Mike Leach.
That is Mike Leach, yeah.
But yeah, so it's fun to watch. It doesn't matter. And I think it's really cool that they always travel someplace different, for a different game, things like that. They're, it's not always sometimes they'll go off North Dakota State. I know that James Madison a couple times the last couple of years.
Those are big games. I think they're in Philly. Was it last year or the year before? They set up at the art museum.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Exactly.
Temple, I think they had when Temple was good for that 2 years.
Oh yeah, with Matt Rule in there.
Yeah, there was actually a big game, and they're we're going to Temple next week. And everyone's why?
Yeah, they do Harvard, Yale every now and again too.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge traditional.
Right.
In the fantasy. Yeah, some weeks that if Alabama is off or they're I don't know what the deal is if they have to hit a certain amount of schools, but yeah, sometimes they're just somewhere random.
Yeah. Well, when they don't have a big time ranked matchup.
You're gonna be at Alabama and Clemson every other week.
Yeah, exactly. Ohio State sometimes.
Yeah. And so it's good that they spread it out.
Yeah, that's what I really like about it. Unless it's an actual really really good game, they'll and it's just it's just exciting. They get the celebrity guest picker.
Oh yeah.
And that's always fun. It's fun to see how bad someone do. Who blew it up this year? A-Rod. He went undefeated with all his picks. He went
really?
He got 12 on it. He picked them all right. 12 or 13 games he picked correctly. Huh. And that was back when Miami was doing well too. I don't know if he actually went to Miami or not. I just think.
I think he's just from Miami.
Yeah, he's just from that area. But I just think it's hysterical with A-Rod, how popular he is now. He went to from being
him.
Yeah, I realize. I mean, I feel you're not alone with that, but the general population just seems to be okay with him now. He just starts dating J-Lo, and it's actually from what I've heard, he's a really good actual broadcaster and announcer when it comes to.
He wasn't that bad on Fox for the playoffs.
Yeah,
but, I don't know how he actually.
Because he's on ESPN now.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Kruk left. Kruk's with the Phillies now.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Yeah.
That was apparently a mutual decision.
Mutual part.
It's there's no hard feelings with ESPN.
I don't know what ESPN's doing with their Monday night announcers.
It's Dan Schulman is the color guy.
Okay.
And they have, or not the color, the play-by-play.
Okay.
And they have that Jessica Mendoza.
Oh, Mendoza. She does baseball.
So she's the other one. Yeah. And then I guess it's A-Rod now, or someone else. It used to be Kruk, but.
Oh no, I'm talking about for Monday Night Football too.
Oh, Monday Night Football. I thought you were talking about Sunday Night Baseball.
Because Monday Night Football, because obviously Gruden left.
Yeah, Gruden gone. Well, Sean.
I think he left too.
Did he leave?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I don't know what they're doing with that. Because I know they went hard after Peyton Manning. I think everybody went hard after Peyton Manning, but I don't think.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think he just enjoys doing what he's doing.
I mean, making millions of dollars still with all the freaking Papa John's that he owns. Yeah. Well, actually, no. He sold 35 of them.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because they thought it was
quotes.
Air quoted. They thought there was some insider trading going on because he sold his 35 of his Papa John's stores 2 days before the NFL announced at the end of their partnership with Papa John's and signed on with Pizza Hut. So, that was a little fishy, but, you know. You know, with all the nationwide commercials. It's on literally every single commercial when you watch an NFL game. Yeah. Except for Dilly Dilly and, you know, random car commercials.
Yeah. Dilly Dilly. Apparently Bud Light, like, the story I heard was that for the Eagles parade, they, like, I think they said before the Super Bowl, if the Eagles win, like, Philly gets free Bud Light for the parade. And then they won, and they're like, "Oh crap, we can't actually do this." So it was like certain bars, and you could only get a max of 5, and you needed certain like chips or tokens at every bar. Like you couldn't just walk in and ask for a Bud Light. You need to have certain stuff. So apparently they were backtracking really quick. Yeah. Like, oh crap, how do we do this? Yeah. Like, we can't just give the city of Philadelphia Bud Light.
The city itself would turn upside down.
Yeah. That's not the city you want to get drunk, especially for their first Super Bowl.
But I mean, like I said, as far as like a red zone type thing, I don't see it working.
Yeah. Well, I think that could segue into the part 2 of this question is football / other sports just better on TV nowadays?
Oh, football itself is. I know so. Definitely. Yeah. I think baseball is more exciting if you go in person, just because like the atmosphere is a lot more fun.
I mean, the atmosphere for baseball is fun, but it's kind of I'm a huge baseball fan. Yeah. Unless you are a big fan of the team, it can get boring. Like, even as a casual fan, like once you hit the 5th or 6th inning, you're like,
oh yeah, but that's why you have alcohol.
Well, of course. Yeah. But for some of us,
yeah. No, I can get that.
Yeah. So I think it's like if I had the choice, like
because I feel like most games I go to, like I like lose interest and I'm like talking with all the people that I'm with or something like that, you know.
Like, I went to the Orioles for my 21st, and it was 6 of us total, so me and 5 friends, and it was fun, but I was, like, taking pictures, and I shared, it was my first legal beer, was at Camden Yards, you know, so I sent that to my parents, and I, like, shared it on Facebook, and, it was my birthday, so I'm getting birthday wishes, so, and then it was, like, it ran kind of long. I think the Orioles had a big inning, because I ended up winning the game. It was like the 7th inning, and we had plans to go out for my 21st, you know? Yeah. And then it got to be the 7th inning, and it's already like 10 o'clock, and we're like, oh, I'm like, we need to get out. Like, we need to actually have enough energy for the night, you know? So it's kind of, like, football was fun, but, like, it's just cool. I think I would go to, like, one game, you know? Like, I still haven't been to an Eagles game. Yeah. Like, I would go to one and be like, all right, this is fun.
Yeah. Like, I'm not a huge fan of going to football games. I don't mind it. Like, I don't have anything wrong with it, but at the same time, like, I could be watching all the games at the same time. Right
that
now.
Was my, well...
You know, like, I'd go to, ideally, I'd want to go to a Cowboys game just to, actually see that stadium, you know?
But, I mean, Cowboys usually play at 4, or even if you go to a Sunday night game, you know, you could still hypothetically watch all the games, depending on how you're playing that trip. Yeah. You know, like when I was in Boston, it was fun, but you know, it was cold and exactly, and it was like the Patriots destroyed the Jets. You know, I think the Jets went up 3-0, and the final score was like 28-3. Like, just like, jeez. I mean, it's cool to see the field, like to see them do like a hurry up offense or like to see the field goals actually happen and stuff. Like you get to see stuff you normally. Or you see a different view of like
right.
Like with kicks, you always see behind the uprights. You know? So I mean, it was fun, but like I think that's the thing. That's another thing with Red Zone being so popular. it's easier to watch, you know, and like the Super Bowl had so many different views. You know? Like the past few years, it's been cameras all over the place. Yeah, exactly. You know,
and then, it's like I said, I think it's just a better. I guess it's just a better experience to like watch, especially something as big as football, like from the comfort of your own home, because like how much better the televisions have gotten and everything like that. You know, how expensive like concessions are at games too. Like that also like plays in like a factor.
I got, what did I eat at? I got a hot chocolate that was like $9. Yeah, it was the souvenir cup. And I think I got like a sandwich at halftime because I was getting kind of hungry. Like we ate before we left, but we left at like 11 for the 1 o'clock game. By halftime, you're like, I'm hungry, but I don't want to spend like $15 on a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. Like I went to the Capitals hockey game, like their home opener this year, and it was $15 for one Chick-fil-A sandwich.
$15.
I can get a large like 4-count chicken strip meal with another 4-count chicken strip, just an entree, for $13.72. I can get a full meal. Yeah. Double like a fat person's meal for $2 cheaper than I could get one chicken sandwich. And it's just like nobody wants to pay that. I mean, and I think actually the people who have actually got it kind of right is the Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons, with their newest stadium. Like their stadium is like their concessions are like real cheap. If you look at the prices, it's like even like a souvenir cup is only like $5. Wow. It's like cheaper hot like your regular food, like your hot dogs and everything like that and things like that. But it's just like, I mean, it's just not that exciting. Like I said, you can drink your beer easily all day long, all morning long. You can tailgate from the comfort of your own house. Watching a football game. Watching all the football games too. If you want to watch, the Ravens play or whomever you want to play at that given moment, then you can watch that game. Especially if you have like the full like DirecTV package or whatever Comcast packages or something like that. Like you can watch all the games, and and you can do that comfort your own house. I'm sure.
I was doing it.
Yeah.
Hopefully my boss isn't listening. I was doing lifeguarding.
Yeah.
I was lifeguarding at the beginning of the season, and when the pool is dead, I have the Hulu live streaming.
Yeah.
Just on the Ravens game, because it was a local game.
Right, exactly.
Like, I wanted to watch any other game, because it had, Hulu came up, it was like all the games that were on. And I was like, wait, can I watch any game right now? And I was like, this game isn't available.
Yeah.
So I just put on, the first 2 weeks I did that, and then I brought my laptop. And did some things. And got Red Zone up. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, I was watching it on my phone. You could watch it literally anywhere. So it's kind of hard to like the Patriots tickets were expensive. And I feel like any football game is going to be expensive. And it's that, and like
you got to fight with the concessions. You just like a whole lot more people.
You got to park.
Yeah, or find a way to get up there. Like
you have to figure out how you're getting there. You have to figure out who you're going with. Yeah, it's just more of a nightmare when you can just invite people over to your house. Like, oh, you want to watch any game? Literally any game you want to watch. You want to watch every single game that's on right now?
Yeah, you want to watch everybody score touchdowns at the exact same time. Cool, because we're gonna go down here and do that. I can get a full case. A full 12-pack of beer for the cost of one beer that I'm going to get at the game.
Yeah, honestly.
That's assuming you're getting like a Bud Light, not like a loose cannon or something like that.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Even those are. Even if you go a little higher. Treat yourself.
So, and like, really, that's, like I said, really, baseball's the only one that I like really would go to in person. Like, even I feel like basketball isn't like that exciting to go to live.
Well, I'm not the biggest fan of basketball in general.
Yeah.
So, to me, it's kind of like I would go to the college tournament.
Oh, yeah.
But because I think that's the thing, if you get tickets to like around, then you get to see all the games in that region.
Right.
I heard people got Final Four tickets, also got national championship tickets.
Yeah, it's all in the same spot.
Yeah, it's the same spot. It's like the package that
you
do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like if you're in the region during the first round, you're just gonna watch like 4 straight games, and you might see some upsets. So yeah, I mean. Yeah, I think in general, consensus is it's better on TV nowadays. My opinion is like I said at the beginning, I think it's for football. I would go to one game this season if I had only been to one my entire life. It's not like I'm going every season.
Like the Cowboys, if I somehow got tickets to the Cowboys playing Washington, like down in Washington, like Cowboys playing Philly, which isn't too far either. Like, I would go to something like that because it's a team I cheer for, but I'm not going to just
Would you go to Cowboys in Philly?
I mean, I wouldn't die. Yeah, I wouldn't wear I just wear like neutral colors, I guess.
Yeah, there's a good chance you're not walking out.
But I wouldn't just Philly. Go to some random Ravens game,
I think people go to Ravens games all the time, and this kind of goes against what I said in the beginning with the whole gatekeeping thing, but some people you don't even know who Joe Flacco is.
Right.
And you have you're 6 rows behind the uprights. You obviously knew someone who just had tickets because you're not affording those tickets. I know your personal life.
Right.
And I'm like, you're just going because you can. It's kind of weird. go if you want. I'm not going to say don't go. But at the same time, I'm like, you're sending Snapchats the entire game.
Yeah.
Right? You're just posting on social media the entire time. Like,
it's like the people who like go to a concert and Snapchat the entire concert. Yeah. Like, do you plan on listening to the concert after that? Because I promise you, it's a lot better to hear it like actually like live as opposed to like hearing it through like the muffled speaker of your cell phone
over everybody else.
Yeah. So I just don't get it. Anyway, weekend review.
Yes, weekend review. Right, we have a little bit of time left. I don't want to say the time anymore because after editing,
yeah, I remember you saying that. I think you said that last episode
so I'm just
too.
Gonna say we have a little bit of time left. Right, so weekend review. Baseball season started.
It has.
Since the last.
Both our teams are off to rocket great starts.
Oh, Gabe Kapler. Man, opening day, Phillies had Aaron Nola on the mound. I think it was like 6 2/3, or he was in the 7th inning and 68 pitches, or no, 68 pitches.
Wow.
And because of matchups, quote unquote, he was like, "No, you're getting pulled out of the game." It's like, this is your guy. Yeah. This is the young guy you want to be your starter for the next like 10 years. And it's his second year. It's not like he's new.
Did he have any like history of like Tommy John surgery or anything like that?
Not really. I think he spent an extra year in the minors because something just wasn't going right. Okay. But no injury, no, not that I know of anyway. I don't know. I lose track of baseball players very easily because like you get lost in the minors and and I was like, oh, this guy's being called up. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. But still, he was throwing a gem. He had like 2 hits or 3 hits. Right, throwing a shutout. He's in the 7th inning. He's not even at 70 pitches yet, and he gets pulled. They're up 5-0, and they lose like 8-5 because the Braves won on a walk-off. Like, and I get it's your first game as manager. You're trying to figure it out, but any common baseball fan is gonna be like, no. Yeah. Leave him in for another inning.
Yeah, even I would be like, oh, okay, so he's only got 68 pitches in the 7th inning. Like, it wouldn't make sense to take him out at that point. If he's, like, rolling, if he's wheeling and dealing, like, okay, if he starts to struggle, he gets a few people on base, then I mean, I'm like, talking to him at first, but you don't just, like, go pull him.
Yeah, that's what... No, I didn't watch the game, obviously. I'm out of market. I can't remember. So, that was...
a lot of O's. Yeah.
Yeah, no... And then I watched the Phillies playing the Mets on Facebook, so that happened.
Oh,
MLB's doing this new thing where I think one game a week is going to be on Facebook, like Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So got to watch the Phillies the other day.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. That's new.
Yeah.
They're doing crazy stuff with technology these days, like football games on Amazon.
Well, that's how it is. Yeah. It's all about streaming now.
And the year before that was like football games. They put the games on Twitter, like they live stream it through Twitter.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then Amazon bought the rights.
Up on the top.
Yeah.
Like, wait, can I just watch this game right now?
Yeah, exactly.
I just need to have Twitter. So, but yeah.
So I mean, baseball. So I mean, like,
I don't know too much about the Orioles. I just know apparently their starters are struggling. But
with the exception of Bundy, Bundy's the only one that they really have that's any good. Which I mean, that's to be expected. I mean, Kevin Gausman can be good, but something like he'll have good starts. And then he'll have a start where he'll like give up 5 runs in the first inning. Like it's just not consistent as far as like whatever. I don't even think Ubaldo plays for him anymore. I haven't really been paying attention. I watched like the first game and that was about it.
One of my friends posted Mike.
Yeah.
It's a generic name, so hopefully you know who I'm talking about.
Right.
He put on Facebook the other day. He was like. Telling my wife the Orioles re-signed Ubaldo was the greatest April Fool's prank I ever pulled.
But yeah, I mean, and then it's a problem because with the Orioles, along with I guess where the league is trending now too is. It's like home run or strikeout. But
that's the thing. I got into this brief argument with my dad about Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
That whole thing. He's like, man, look at Aaron Judge. You might hit like another 50 home runs. I was like,
yeah, but how many strikeouts?
200 times. Yeah. Like, do you really? Is it worth it?
Yeah.
And Aaron Judge is that. I don't know how he's doing this year, but I know Stan's off to like a Stanton pace again, but.
Oh, except for like the game that he had the other day where they booed him after he struck out 5 times.
He struck out 5 times in the game?
Yep.
He already has like 3 or 4 home runs though.
Yeah, it was like Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Like he went 0 for 5 strikeouts.
Yeah. But that's the thing too, like, just pump the brakes. I think that especially with baseball, just
like I said, that's 162 games.
Yeah, it's a long season. No matter where your team is, like, I know the Phillies maybe make a run at the second wild card, but, like, people are already ready to fire Gabe Kapler. I'm like, it's not even a week into his season yet. Like, let's see what he can do.
Right.
Give him one more season.
But people are ready to fire Duquette, but, I mean, everybody's been ready to fire Duquette for years now. I guess the GM, president of operations for the Orioles.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't recognize that name. Higher ups, man.
But I mean, what else happened this week?
I mean, Nova won.
Nova did win. That's Dante DiVincenzo.
Right, Dante's Inferno.
Yeah,
that was my favorite headline.
Dante's Inferno Winter Blaze.
Yeah. What's his name? Dude who just got on the FS1 recently. Used to be on ESPN. Basketball guy.
Chris Broussard?
Maybe it was Chris Broussard. What? Fitness center. Oh yeah, our complex is getting a fitness center in the summer.
We need to do it.
He said that Villanova isn't an elite program because they don't get enough All-Americans signing with them. And Crossing Broad, who I've referenced a few times, wrote an article about that, and they were like, they have 4 All-American, like McDonald's All-Americans, and they have 4 of them this year, and recruits are going to them. They are choosing Villanova over schools. I was like,
definitely. And I mean, it's just different because they're actually spending time to develop over there. Like even North Carolina is still getting not the greatest players, but they're getting players that are really good who are going to stay there. So
I need to look up who this guy was. Might have been actually Jalen Rose. He's on ESPN though, right? He's still on ESPN. I think it might have been him.
Yeah.
He said
because Jalen Rose is on that new show with Michelle Beadle and Greenberg that Get Up. Yeah.
Kind of want to watch it like Beadle, and I kind of like Greenberg too.
Yeah.
I never watched Mike just because it was on at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
But so I think Nova is they're always a 1 or 2 seed.
Yeah, I mean
I don't think
it is not like the Big East is a bad conference either. I mean, Providence, Seton Hall, they have good
those
teams.
Those are teams that always spoil. Villanova start 20-0.
Yeah,
and it's always one of those teams that just we have a special guest.
3.
Not a Velociraptor, Robbie.
In case you were confused. I think Villanova is, it can be said they're an elite program,
I would agree. I mean, anytime you win 2 championships in the span of 3 years, I mean...
And you're doing well over those years.
Yeah, exactly, and doing well the years prior,
The biggest thing to me is, when the Giants won, they won 3 and 5 years in baseball, I think.
Something like that,
But the other 2 years, they were, horrible.
Yeah.
They were, like Buster Posey was out for a year.
Right.
They were, last in the division. So people were like, it's a dynasty. I'm like, how are you a dynasty when you're bad for 2 of those years?
You're not even making it to the playoffs.
Okay, you won 3 and 5 years, which is impressive. But
what else
you were really bad.
What else happened this week? Oh, the Conor McGregor thing happened last night. That was crazy. I thought he was auditioning for the WWE with what he was doing last night.
That's what I was watching some wrestling YouTube channels earlier, and they were like, "This might be a work. He might just be doing this, and it's all planned and ready."
And then I saw he turned himself into the police this morning. And I'm like, I guess it wasn't actually just for show then.
Yeah. Apparently his plane wasn't allowed to land or something.
Oh yeah.
Well, what exactly happened? Because I only saw headlines.
I don't really know.
He threw a barrier.
Yeah. The gates, those the little gate type things. He picked it up and he threw it at a bus.
At a bus.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yes.
Why?
Yeah. So.
One thing I want to talk about too was
we still got plenty of time.
The UCLA quarterback Josh Rosen and how Jim Moore Jr. came up and was talking about how he's a millennial and things like that, and I'm like, how he doesn't take coaching well or whatever. I'm like, just because you're an upset coach because you got fired, just because you couldn't win with a quarterback who's going to be a top 5 pick, don't get mad at the kid. Don't take it out on the kid. And then he would try to backtrack and say other stuff too about how I was like, oh no, I love him. I think he's the best player in this draft and everything like that. Well, then say that initially. Yeah. Don't go and say he needs to be coached a certain way or he'll get bored because he's a millennial. Don't pin it on the fact that he's a millennial because you couldn't coach correctly because you lost your job.
That's what all college kids, I admit millennials as much as I hate that word,
is
I hate any generational word. Besides baby boomers, only because...
I hate that word. No.
Only because, like, it made sense in the regards, like, baby populations boomed in the 50s. Like, it makes sense. Yeah. Millennials, like, there's no set definition. But not to get all crazy about that. That's how most kids are. So if you can't stay up with coaching, that's why like Nick Saban is still a successful coach. Mm-hmm. You think he's coaching the same way he did?
Definitely not. Yeah, because he's adaptable. I mean, he's adapting to the players he has now. Like, you think the players he has now are anywhere close to the players he had when he was starting off over at Michigan State?
Oh, yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, that's how you stay successful.
Yeah, you keep up with the times. I mean, this is why you get like a barbershop inside your athletic facility. Like, that's why you do this. Yeah. That's why you play Migos in the locker room.
Your athletic facility is ridiculous.
It's insane.
It's absolutely insane.
So like I said, that's why you play Migos in the locker room. You don't know what the hell they're saying as a coach, but like that's what the kids listen to.
That was a big thing about Chip Kelly, is that he didn't allow certain things.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying about Gabe Kapler. I know I'm talking about Philly, but that's what I know best. Gabe Kapler is about that way too. He has his own regiment, which is why he's like jacked.
Yeah.
Right? But he's like, if you guys know another way and you're still successful, I'm not going to make you change the way you're working out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change training and stuff. So apparently that's another thing that they're looking forward to, is see how well that works.
Yeah.
He's a little more relaxed with the players. But yeah. Anything else happened this past week?
It's got to be something.
I was hoping we can get one more thing in.
Let's see what my...
Yeah, research department.
Yeah.
Get on it, Omen. I'm trying to think. I mean, baseball started. Villanova won. Draft is coming up. Anything in basketball? What's going on? Playoffs? Playoffs are coming.
Yeah, playoffs are coming up here soon. The season's almost ending. Yeah. I know what's crazy right now.
Hockey playoffs.
What's crazy right now is how close the Western playoff hunt is.
Yeah.
Like, all those teams are like a half game.
Aren't the Warriors they slipped down a couple seeds, right?
No, the Warriors. The Rockets are one, but the Warriors are still two because they had such a commanding lead over everybody else.
Oh yeah.
So the Rockets are the 1 seed. They pretty much got that clinched.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because it's like because the Warriors are 7 games back.
Well, they're 7 games back with like 6 to play. Right? I don't know about NBA, but I know NHL only has like 5 or 6 left. So like,
see, 50 plus 20 is 70, 77, 79. So they have 3 games left.
Yeah, so
Portland's 16 games behind the first seed.
Portland is good.
Yeah, that's
that's crazy.
Because they have those two. Because they have Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Like Utah is 18 games behind the 1 seed. San Antonio is 19. San Antonio and Oklahoma City are 19. New Orleans is 19 and a half.
New Orleans is the Western Conference.
Yes. Because it used to be Utah. Because and that's why the Utah are the Utah Jazz.
Right.
Because if Utah is synonymous with Jazz, they should be the Utah Mormons. Yeah. So New Orleans is technically the Western Conference. Same thing with Memphis. The Memphis Grizzlies are the Western Conference, even though they have an Eastern.
Even though they play on the East Coast.
Yeah.
They're in the Eastern
time zone. Yeah, and then Minnesota's the 8th seed, and they're 20 games back.
Yeah,
Minnesota.
That's a tight.
Not only that,
conference race.
Minnesota and Denver are both have the same exact record, so they're both 20 games back, and it's close. It's close. Even the Eastern Conference, that's getting kind of close too. With Toronto, Toronto's still the 1 seed. Wow, I didn't realize that Philadelphia is only a half game behind Cleveland.
They are, and I think
the 3 seed.
They play them either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But all the teams in the Eastern Conference have already clinched a playoff spot.
Oh, really? Even the 8 seed is.
Even the 8 seed. Yep, they're all locked up.
Because I remember last year it was like three
yeah.
teams with like
it was like Indiana, Miami, and some other team that was in there last year. But yeah, Milwaukee's locked up the 8 seed. Or Milwaukee and Washington are tied for the same seed.
Seeding,
yeah.
Flyers only need to get one more.
One more point. I did see that. Yeah. So yeah, I mean they're getting close. It's getting to the end.
It's that time of year when NBA and NHL, I know they have similar schedules.
Similar schedules. Both 82 games start within the same week or within a week of each other. I think the NHL just starts a week earlier.
Yeah, they tend to start earlier.
And somehow the playoffs, like the championship, ends before because their series usually go to 7 because every single series is competitive. compared to the NBA, where like the first three series, are all 4 games.
I think we touched on it on another episode, but I think that was the whole thing. Like you should plan the playoffs.
Yeah.
If it ends in 4 games, and the other series ends in 4 games, just start it 2 or 3 days later. Don't wait until Game 7 could have been. Yeah. Then you're just killing a week, like.
But Boston looks like they're in a rough spot since the big news for them this week was Kyrie Irving's injury. He's down. Since he's out for the season, since he's like screws in his knee. He's like 2 screws in his knee or something like that. Yeah. And then and it was funny when he first got this knee surgery, they called it a minimally invasive surgery. I'm like, and then this news comes out, and then I saw like this GIF of when they said minimally invasive, and they showed like this little GIF of Anakin Skywalker turning into Darth Vader. And they said minimally invasive. I thought I was dying. I was cracking up.
Dude, my favorite meme is a picture of a frag grenade tied to a door. So when you open the door, the pin comes out, and the caption says, "If somebody literally did this to me, I would fucking die." Crying eyes emoji.
There was a good one was it was Stonehenge, and somebody put like, "Who did this?"
What else? I mean,
I think just a touch. I think a lot of teams are using social media really well as of late.
Oh yeah,
I follow the Kings Twitter, the LA Kings Twitter.
Oh really? There was a
great one where they beat the Flyers like bad. It was like 4-1 or something, and they showed Wayne Simmons like looking sad, and it was like when all your friends are having fun without you. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that would hurt.
I mean, if you look at it, their Twitter accounts can be really good. Just how many all the people that started following UMBC Twitter, during that game and after that game.
I liked and retweeted some of their stuff, but I was like, I can't follow you because once you're done your run, I'm not going to care about you anymore.
No, not at all. Even though I live in Baltimore County, I'm still not going to care,
Yeah, that was the thing I would say. Yeah,
and they did this whole article on the guy who runs the Twitter account too. I saw. So we got the Masters this week too. We talked about this in our pre-production meeting in the car from our restaurant.
Don't ruin the surprise.
So we talked about the Masters a little bit, and
Masters are going on. By the time this is released, we'll have a winner because a few episodes back.
Yeah,
I'm getting there though. I'm curious to see what happens. Obviously, if you're listening to this, it already happened.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see about Tiger in general. I want to see him win one more major just because I feel like he needs that to redeem himself. Just one more.
I'd love to see him win the Masters because I think the Masters are like the most exciting major. It's
absolutely.
It's just the first one. It's like you can finally feel spring coming and things like that. Like it's a very well known course too. They don't switch it up like they do all the time.
It's the only week it's open. It's this week. Yeah. Like they just spend the rest of the year just keeping it. I think it's something like if you're like not even if you're a member, but I think you have to be like a Masters champion or like invited or something to play. On it, like when it's not the week of the Masters. It's ridiculous standards.
Yeah, and then you don't really. No, the U.S. Open's like still a big one, but not really the same because like I said, it's like the courses just aren't nearly the same. Like the British Open is kind of tough to get behind because it's British time, so like nobody's watching it.
It's British time, but I love watching them play because it's a whole different style of playing.
Oh my god, and the course is just so different.
Like, you just hit it. You're putting it from like 100 feet out. And you have these deep bunkers. And,
those bunkers are nasty. They're awesome.
You have those like cliffs. There's like the waves hitting.
Oh, you see Sergio yesterday? Sergio Garcia.
I saw highlights. He kept hitting into the water.
Yep, 4 straight times he hit it on the same hole.
Oh man, it's the same hole.
I wasn't paying attention that much. Like I was kind of watching it, but also kind of on Twitter when I was sitting at work watching it yesterday. And I kept on looking back up. I'm like, why do they keep on showing the same highlight of him hitting into the water? Then I look back up and I'm like, oh, this is his 12th shot. That's why they keep on showing him hitting into the water because he keeps on hitting into the water.
Who was this?
Sergio Garcia, Spaniard, because he won last year, so I don't think he's repeating this year.
It's so hard to repeat.
Yeah,
I remember one year I was giving giving summer tours, and it was Jordan Spieth's year.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he was, like, in the lead in the
He was on
Open.
fire that year, too.
He won, like, 3 out of 4.
I think so.
But the British Open he was in the lead, and then, like, he lost it on Sunday. But, like, he had a decent lead on Friday. I didn't give tours on the weekend at that time. And I was like, oh, I kept checking it, like, in between tours, and I was like, oh, man, he might do it. He might do it. And then he ended up losing it on Sunday.
It's just sad because, like, nobody will ever move the needle as far as watching golf compared to what Tiger has. It won't even be in any sport.
Yeah, there's nobody who's gonna.
I mean, you might get like Serena Williams maybe in tennis.
She's been good for so long.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's.
But like the way that you watch golf on a Sunday when Tiger like a couple weeks ago when he was he was in the he was in position to win it and he was like one stroke back and everything like that like that was like the biggest thing on Twitter. Everybody was talking about it on Twitter, like everybody was watching it and everything like that. So it's very different to see, like it's like crazy to see how much he moves the needle as far as like us like watching a sport because we need to watch. Like you won't see that in any other sport, especially like a team sport. Like nobody like needs to set aside time to watch Tom Brady. Nobody needs to set aside time to watch LeBron James. Like you really want to watch him, but like nobody's gonna dedicate a full weekend or a full day to be like I want to watch Tiger and like that's it. Like
it's crazy how that happened. I think it was good timing too because it was before social media, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was before. It was like when I was growing up, it basically got me into golf because I was watching him destroy people. And I was like, I want to destroy people.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was just out obliterating the field. And
golf was fun, and he's winning all these majors in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, and it's just you won't see that ever again. I mean, like
even like McIlroy started off good and Spieth started off good. And it's still like.
But even those guys,
McIlroy's Irish, like he's gonna be good.
Yeah. And like
Spieth is young. But
is he Irish or is he Scottish? I think he's Scottish.
He's Northern Ireland.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Technically, it's not Ireland. It's a different country.
And like Spieth, like people thought that he could be like that guy that you kind of get behind, but
that's the age we live in. Is he wins 2 majors in a row, and everybody's like he's on pace to win.
Right, exactly. And then it's just like he's
won like 2 since.
Yeah, because nobody's won Masters like as quickly and it was like a shorter period of time and as dominant as what Tiger Woods did, and it's like people want to go back to seeing that glory, that dominant player, and that's what keeps people excited. Like it's like watching him and seeing how well he's doing and things like that, you know. But it'll be interesting.
I'm excited. I love the Masters, especially as playing golf myself. I love that, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean,
So I think that. I think that went pretty well.
I like that.
Format.
No, I definitely do like that.
Not to toot our own horn, but
so that way we're not forced into talking about one topic
there have
the
been
entire
a couple
time.
Where it's just like,
exactly.
I admit sometimes that I figured if we just had a broad subject, we can touch different things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work. It happens. We're changing. We're evolving. We're keeping up with the times. Kind of.
Adapting, Yeah.
So that's how it's gonna be from now. It's gonna be 3 segments. It's gonna be getting stuff off our chest, kind of like our main story.
I'm good.
They're a lot better in the microwave.
I want to microwave some peeps.
My mom, for whatever reason, opens the package and then lets them get hard, and then she eats them like that.
She's not the only one. There's so many people who do that.
That's so weird.
Yeah, that's so odd.
I don't even like Peeps.
I question anybody that eats Peeps. If I see you eating a Peep, you're on a list. My list. Keep tabs on. Weird.
The list of Robbie. The list of Jericho. Anyway,
$3.95 just a fun in the tray. I didn't buy those.
So and then kind of got interrupted.
Yeah.
But that's it. Main story in the middle, and then it's going to be a week in review, kind of for the last 15, 20 minutes, depending on how editing goes. But that's how it's going to work from now on. So
I like it.
We'll see. I think especially with the playoffs and the draft coming up, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be nice to speed up and talk about current event type things and everything like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. It has been me and Kelvin and a cameo by Robbie. And squad out.